NCBA takes great pride in making sure its members stay on top of the latest production and management techniques to help improve their bottom line. And joining us now to discuss these efforts is Josh White. He's NCBA's Executive Director of Producer Education and Sustainability. You know, there's a great new partnership I hear that's going to make it easier for producers to attend some of these educational events that you all develop and host. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, we're super excited about this, Kevin. Cargill, that team donated through our foundation some money to support producers through a grant program where they can attend educational events to help them, get better and more sustainable. You mentioned sustainability in my title, but to learn. And they can just go online and check that out at the producer tab at ncba.org. We have a drop-down menu there that you can see approved events that they can apply to attend, and then we reimburse hotel fees, registration fees. They'll have to get themselves to the event, but that generous sponsorship is going to run a few years now. So even if you don't have an event in mind right now, I would encourage producers to check out that website and just kind of familiarize yourself with that. And it's geared toward newer, younger producers or producers that have not attended a particular event before. So if there's one you've dreamed of attending, chances are it's going to be on the list. We're building that out right now. So
that's fantastic. It takes that financial excuse out of the way.
That's right.
To dedicate yourself to getting better and being better tomorrow than we are today. So you have an educational event coming up here in May, I understand. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, our Cattlemen's webinar series has been extremely successful. We've been doing that, before it was cool. I think we're over 6 years into the webinar series, way before any viruses or epidemics pushed us online. And we were so excited to be geared up already to keep executing those. And in May we're doing one on pests. So we've got an extension entomologist expert as well as some sponsors from Norbrook and Central Life Sciences to come on and talk about external and internal parasites. So if you've got cattle, you've got some parasite issues at least for part of the year, and some of us like me from the south for all of the year practically. Right. So I would encourage folks to check it out.
So tell us how you go about selecting both topics and speakers for these webinars.
Well, we really want to hear from producers what they're interested in. And so after the webinars, we ask attendees to fill out a survey. Really from all of our events, we try to include a survey option at the end. And of course, we have our ears open when we're in person again at events. We can certainly hear from producers and sponsors and others one-on-one. But we also look at what challenges are out there as a team. Our team's always looking and listening to our compadres in DC and membership team that's out in the country listening and try to collaborate on, what's relevant.
And I understand the popular Stockmanship and Stewardship events are back in person this year. What can producers expect from those?
Yeah, we're super excited to be back in person again and holding those events across the country from Kentucky all the way up to Oregon with our great clinicians, Dean Fish, Ron Gill, Kurt Pate. They show up, so one or all of them at each of these events to train us all. We always learn something, even you and I have been handling cattle a long time, but you always pick up a new tip. And then BQA certifications, we have those available in person at each of those events. So try to add that value to get recertified, and of course unique content for every event, including at a couple of our events this year we've brought in some renowned ag economists to talk about the marketing situation and tips and tricks. We're all trying to stay afloat. It's been a tough marketing environment for a while, so there's been a lot of changes with USDA's, livestock risk protection and other tools that we can use to manage risk. And so we're excited to have them share the latest.
Yeah, I've attended a couple of those events here in Colorado and just can't recommend them more highly, not only because of the speakers you've just mentioned, but because of the people you get to hang around with and visit with for a while. They really are special events.
Yeah, the producer panels are often the most fun to hear from your fellow producers or some in neighboring states that are doing unique things.
So tell us, why is producer education such a high priority for NCBA?
Yeah, I just mentioned profitability. There's less ranchers each time they do an ag census, it seems like, and it's been a little tough in the market. And so just being able to get together, like you mentioned, learn from each other, see how we can all become more profitable, more sustainable, and really just with coming out of this COVID thing, I think we need some socialization, get to see each other again, and whether it's convention or one of these Stockmanship and Stewardship events, we'd love to see you out there.
Yeah, they really are worth the time. Thank you so much for coming and for all you do for producers.
Good to see you, Kevin.
To find out more about the programs Josh talked about and all the education information available to beef producers, visit ncba.org and click on the Producer tab at the top of the page.